as you've elevated with every project you made, the rebirth of knowing you is necessary. Like, we come to the point in hip hop now where, because there's no A&Rs, we're watching the growth of the new artists in front of our eyes. So it's very, very important that we don't throw them away.
Right.
But with people like you, you're a veteran artist. You're always gonna be new to somebody. But now we're seeing not your growth of an artist, but the evolution of the man you are.
Okay.
The question I want to ask you is, as you evolve, how does the art change from how you see it as opposed to how others see it, you think?
I mean, I move with the time still. You know what I mean? It's like no way you can get around it unless you're just producing everything you do and directing everything you do. So you still gotta kind of find, it's a fine line between what you want to do and still being listenable to people that want to hear you for whatever reason. So now, even as a later on in my career or early in my career, however you see it, you know what I mean? Because it's a viewpoint. You just want to keep yourself relevant within there. That's the best way I can say that. You know what
I think it's deeper than that with you, because you have joint albums with Pappy Natson. Shout out to Pat. I don't want to touch that yet, though.
Right.
I want to touch Leem Lizzy is your producer.
Yeah, oh man, he more than just my producer. That's my dude, man. He's my comrade in this music. You know, we've grown a lot throughout the years. We got mad stuff. I just posted something that's going dumb on Instagram right now that we did. We did an MF Doom tribute song. Rest in peace, MF Doom. You should check that joint too. Crazy. But Leem Lizzy, yeah. He's out of Atlanta, Georgia right now. Illest producer. Y'all should check him out at Leem Lizzy on Instagram.
You know what's dope about what Leem Lizzy does with you? His beats capture your rhyme style. And that's very, very hard to do. Because when somebody captures your rhyme style, then they're able to produce something that brings the best out of you.
Right.
The thing about your beats is it went from straightforward sound to implementation of many sounds into an undercurrent of rhythm, and then the beat forms from there. Like Don't Wake Me on a nostalgia joint, that's a hit. I like that.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
I like that one because the way you flip the Christopher Williams and then the verbiage of the song ties back into it. Like I said, you're walking somebody through understanding. How did Leem Lizzy help your pen get better by finding that sound?
The same way J Dilla did. Their music, it brings the words out of you. A lot of Leem's beats will bring the words out of you. We'll converse about topics or kind of what routes we want to go. But essentially, he just does what he does organically, and then it brings everything out. It's a good match, you know what I mean? Like, I hear that from a lot of people. That's why we continue to make music, you know what I mean? And still got stuff coming in the future, so. But it's just easy to write to. And that's anything I write to, you kind of want the music, but I want the music to draw the words out of me.
What's that? Brown skin butter. Cause y'all took that butter, y'all put it back.
And we flipped. We shout out to Quality and Most Def. That was like a nod to one of their joints. You know, Brown Skin Lady. You know, we just did a little updated, revised version of it.
Not quite. And I'm gonna tell you what's needed from you that the beat isn't giving you. His production brings out your style, but your style leaves the production. So there's a good marriage, but the thing that's missing from it is this. If a person misses the point, they're gonna sit down on that journey and stay lost. Sometimes the hook is what accentuates the MC or makes the beat better. I want to ask you this about your style, because it's not bad and it's not a good thing. It's a you thing. And then somebody has to appreciate you to understand it. That's why I'm asking. Why do your hooks speak through the song rather than you speak through your hook?
Why do my hooks speak through the song rather than me? Explain that. Go a little depth with me again with that.
So like,
let's talk.
Check out Islam.
Okay.
I love that song, by the way.
Yeah, that's hard. That's hard.
Islam is more you speaking
right
through the song.
Right.
So you're getting the person to hear you through the beat.
Right.
Don't Wake Me isn't you speaking through the song.
Right.
Christopher Williams is speaking through the song.
Right.
And it's like, okay, like certain songs.
Well, you got, when you're doing this and you're a true artist, you gotta be a magician. So, especially to keep furthering the sounds, you gotta be able to make the music do what it has to do or let it do what it's gonna do. So sometimes it's not for me to say anything. You know, it's already there, or it's time for me to go over the whole rap complete. I see what you're saying too. That's dope. Repeat that. But yeah, you got to be a magician with it and work it with your mind and your vocals and your soul. That's it.
The gift of being a magician, though, is just trying to get people not to see what's there.
Right.
So, as a magician, what is your power, and what are you getting people to see that may not be there?
They're seeing more music that's not there.
Okay.
And I say that sometimes in an example of a song. If I make a song like a minute long, they'll tell me, "Oh, I want more of that song." I'm like, it's over. Like I once learned that a great storyteller will always leave you wanting more at the end, or what you think is the end of the story. So before he parts or she parts, they're gonna leave you wanting more. And I think that's a little bit of a power I have. You know what I mean? If power.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's what you have. Cause I mean,
it keeps the people coming back. You know what I mean? You keep them satisfied, but it keeps them still coming back because they want more. So it's an oxymoron kind of thing.
No, it's dope because what's one album that when the last song goes off, you want to hear the first song of the album again? There's not too many like that nowadays.
Well, because you want to play through. So what we call a playthrough album with that. You want something you could play from the beginning straight through to the end. Oh man. I mean, it's so many for me. It's questions like that deserve a whole podcast in itself, or a whole interview with music, because that's a whole nother entity. Because I study music, records, thousands of records, hundreds of records, CDs, MP3s. I live and breathe it. But one song, this is easy for me. And it's funny now because it's almost becoming like, almost commercialized. I'm seeing it on commercials and movies. But Everybody Loves the Sunshine, Roy Ayers. I could play that now, tonight, later on at night, tomorrow morning. Like, it doesn't matter when I play it. It's always gonna hit me the same way, And when you play that album, I know you're saying album, but if I play that album in its entirety, I can just go right back to the beginning of it. And that ain't even on some hip hop,
That's the thing though. In my opinion, thematic albums are the best albums ever made.
Yeah.
Look at Marvin Gaye, what's going on. Look at Notorious B.I.G, Ready to Die. How about Little Brother, The Listening on the Minstrel Show? It's like, when you get a complete story.
I was just rocking that t-shirt yesterday too, the Minstrel Show t-shirt, yeah.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah, man, shout out Little Brother.
Word. So like, when you get those complete stories and pictures, the closure is what makes it stand out. But say you don't have a thematic album, look at Ghostface Bulletproof Wallets album.
Okay.
Street Chemistry was the only way he could have closed that album out that would have made it complete. Period. When you think of Mobb Deep the Infamous, that's not a thematic album. But yo, P, it's on you. What you going to do?
Yeah. That was either you love how they ended or you didn't like how they ended the joint.
Exactly. When you get an album that ends off where the first track begins, there's something special about having the closure of feeling like I am complete because this was hot. Is that the goal you have for everything you create, or is that a byproduct of you finding your magic as an MC?
I think with every album that I've pretty much done, when I officially was doing my solo stuff, and again, you gotta study this stuff, and you study old albums and records and artists. I always wanted it to be a ride, you know what I mean? Whatever the roller coaster ride is, that's what I wanted it to be. You know, it could be some straight, fast, stop, slap back, or it could just take you up, down, conventional roller coaster ride, but everything in unison too. You know, that'll keep it flowing, you know.
You did that in the song Niggas, because you talk about how the elders don't want us to use the word, but we take it and then you find yourself like, should I use this word? Because you ask yourself those questions in the song. So like, that is a form of closure, because like I said, if the person who's listening doesn't relate to you, then maybe you're not of your generation, or they haven't mentally gotten it yet.
You ain't get there yet, yeah.
So then when you get there and you hear the song, you like, word.
Yep.
How many people, like think about this. This is a question I wanted to ask you, because you're more lyrical as a presenter than lyrical as a rapper. Because there's a different thing. Because some people rap to rap. Rapping is just rhyming words together. But when you're a presenter, you have a plan. And I like that about your music. I think people don't catch greatness until too late, because people are wrapped up in being stupid. Let me define stupid for you. Stupid is the ignorance of thinking you know everything all at the same time while learning nothing.
Okay.
And I think a lot of us, because America is ran that way. I'm not saying that people are stupid, but that's how we're growing. I think it's a crime that King's Disease is Nas's first Grammy album, because what led him to King's Disease was Life is Good, and that's an album that people don't talk about enough.
Right.
Just like how everybody says Illmatic is the greatest album.
I mean, I think it's a crime you just picked those four albums to, like, that's weird to me, especially these days, how that's set up. Shout out to Nas too, because I'm sure, you know, that probably not the album he would ever thought it would be.
No, that album's classic.
But, you know.
That album's classic, because that's the album. This is why I think the album won. Because the people who are in charge of the Grammys can live that album.
Right.
And the people who did not like King's Disease are mostly young folks, because they didn't get to that point of their life yet.
Right.
And if they ever turn it on later, who knows?
Right.
But like Car 85, you going to see the weed man.
Yeah, I know, and listen, I hear that 100%. But it's like, for me, how did you pick? Shout out to Nas, first of all. Like, that's one of the God MCs right there. So, but how do you pick his album and 4 other albums and say, these are the 5 of the year? And now, to your point, you're saying, all right, those people probably could relate, but then you might have a younger artist down here too, so how does he get into that mix? That's a very weird paradigm to pick 5. You know, just thinking about it as I get older and making music and just looking at stuff, that's kind of weird to put 5 albums out of 10 billion albums that came out that year, and this one gets it. But again, it's that particular sanction. It's that show, so they're gonna have the people to vote for that. But it's weird.
But that goes back to my point about you. There's so many songs that you have where you talk above people's heads, but you talk to their heart. So people don't understand what they feel. So what's more important for you, to capture their minds or to capture their hearts?
Whatever you catch, because what's in your mind might make you dictate what you feel goes to your heart. You know, what's in your heart might make you feel what dictates your thoughts. So either or, I'm cool with, as long as you can feel it. You know what I mean? Whatever, so you catch something relatable, yeah. My music is for whoever it's for. You know what I mean?
Thank you for watching our presentation. We ask that you subscribe to our YouTube family and hit the notification bell for updates. Please like, comment, and share this video.